Hello everyone, JRDeal96 here with a brand new reaction. As you can tell by the title, it's another Jacksepticeye video, and it's another interview with Jacksepticeye. So now, in the last time he did an interview, he interviewed Brad Pitt and Margot Robbie for that movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Now he's interviewing two big stars. Linda Hamilton, who plays Sarah Connor in the Terminator series, who plays Sarah Connor in Terminator 2 and Terminator 1, and the obvious one, the Terminator himself, Arnold Schwarzenegger. The Arnold, get to the chopper! Yes, him, Arnold Schwarzenegger. So I'm guessing that they're doing press junket stuff for, the press stuff for Terminator Dark Fate, which is the new Terminator movie. Seriously, I don't think... How much more can you do just to ruin a great movie franchise? My honest opinion, best Terminator movie is Terminator 2. Just saying. So anyways, I might as well just get right into it. It seems like he gets Arnold to say, "Get to the chopper." Get to the chopper! So anyways, I might as well just get right into it. So without further ado, let's react to this video, shall we? Oh boy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Okay, great. Hi, nice to meet you guys. Hi. This is so surreal. You guys are like my childhood. T2 was one of those movies that I watched when I was a kid. Probably shouldn't have watched when I was a kid, but when I watched it, it just had such a huge impact on me. So to see you here in real life so many years later is so cool. So thanks for coming out, and thanks to everyone here for letting me do this. This is awesome.
Thank you.
So, seeing as you guys have said that this is a direct sequel to T2, and
it
follows on the story from that, what made you want to come back to the roles of these two huge characters after so many years?
It had been long enough that I thought maybe I would have something new to say as Sarah Connor. You know, the first two films felt very complete, and I didn't really want to mess with that. It sort of diminished returns each time, but here we have 27 years have gone by, and I knew that I could bring something very new as an old woman to Sarah Connor.
I like when she calls herself old woman. She gets in the set and kicks some serious ass. And it's just wild, you know, when she comes in like this to the set, and then she changes her clothes, she changes her makeup, puts her weapons around it, and then I'm looking like I said, wait a minute. What happened here with this transformation? Like in front of you, and she becomes this badass woman, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
That's what she was in T2.
You were kicking serious ass in the movie. It was
awesome. T2 was great.
How much do you think the characters have changed since then? What's new with them?
It's evolved.
How have they grown?
I think Sarah Connor has shrunk. Actually, truly, she no longer has a mission or a purpose.
What about John? What about John Connor? What happened to him?
Machines, but she's not a real fan of humanity either. So really, I think she has
obviously
shrunk to just a very small kernel of herself. She's bitter and alone and still on mission.
Comes out, I think, next week.
Not the greatest.
It comes out now.
So
by the time you see this,
kind of a new journey for her to take to sort of maybe rediscover a slight bit of her humanity.
Yeah.
I think with Terminator is kind of evolution, and also you see in the beginning of in Terminator 1, it's just a machine that destroys, and it's just on one mission, and this is to wipe out
I'll be back.
her, basically.
I'll be back.
In Terminator 2, he's
Terminator 2, best one.
He's there to protect and not to kill. And so each movie he has different kind of is programmed differently, and of course in this movie we see that he's programmed a certain way, that he's been around human beings long enough that he creates his own conscience and starts being able to make his own decisions. And, so that's really attractive from a character development, so to speak. So when you talk about what made us get involved in this film, it was a really great story. Jim Cameron.
James Cameron came back.
In fact, in this whole thing, so he got back involved again. Linda
That's
got back
great.
involved again. I think so. Everyone came kind of together, and it made it very attractive.
Yeah, no, it's cool to see you guys on screen again and interacting with each other again. It's so surreal. I think people are really going to like it. They're such huge, iconic characters, and for you two as actors as well to come back to these roles after so long, I'm sure you're aware of the legacy that these characters portray, because you being such a huge action star at the time and being
for crying out loud, he was one of the biggest action stars.
I remember you being like
80s and 90s.
one of the first really strong, badass women that I saw on the screen, and it really formed a really great interpretation since then. So do you guys feel proud of that sort of legacy, and is there a lot of pressure that comes with it when you come back to it?
I am proud. You know, that's not what you set out to do when you're playing a character. You just play the character as hard as you can. So then all of that is sort of heaped upon you later as the film sort of grew and in scope and you know, worldwide appreciation. So, but it doesn't bother me at all to be called one of the first badass women.
Yeah, she was.
I think that it is
one of the first.
A dream for any actor to be involved in a project that is bigger than just a movie.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
a big franchise.
This has developed into such hugeness. I mean, this is just gigantic. And I hope it will continue on like that, even without me in it or without Linda or any one of us in it. But I think that just if they come up with really creative stories, that it will continue on. But I mean, I can go literally to any part in the world. It doesn't matter if it is the Middle East, if it is in Africa, if it is in China, Australia, or wherever it is.
Yeah.
You know, people will say, "I'll be back," and I will be the Vista line, and
I'll be back.
So it's really amazing of how many people have seen
How much it's impacted a lot of people.
Billions of dollars this franchise has
There's
made.
billions of dollars
jobs
here.
it has created, how many people it entertained, and so it's really become much bigger than just a movie.
Yeah. And that was actually one of my questions, was to see if people quote stuff back to you all the time. Because you must get it a lot. You must be very aware of all the videos of you going around and people doing so many impressions of you and everything.
I mean, I sometimes talk to people and do a motivational speech of some sort. And then I have some questions in the end where people can ask questions.
Yeah.
And it usually ends up for the last 5 minutes of them just asking me to go and to call out various different things. You know, hey Arnold, can you say get to the chopper?
Yeah.
Get to the chopper!
Thank you for that.
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
Hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista.
You know, all this kind of stuff. So I think that people enjoy those lines. But the funny thing is that you never know when you say it in a movie that this will be a very often repeated line. You don't never know.
Do you get any lines, Linda?
Well, 30 years have gone by where I can't say I'll be back without going, ooh, that's like trying to sort of, you know, my inside joke.
Yeah.
You know, you can't say I'll be back without this, you know, that performance and delivery coming up. And then I get to say it.
I think she does say it in the movie. I saw in one of the commercials.
I don't know, we had to do it 100 times so I wouldn't sound like Arnold. I mean, we wanted to give it a fresh take, but it is so much a part of our, you know, our lexicon.
You'll be back enough already. I'll be back.
Just say it. Now you go, and Tim would go,
You'll be back
sounds
enough.
like Arnold. And I go,
I'll be
and
back.
you go, sounds like
I'll be
Arnold.
back.
So we had to work really hard to give it our
wow.
fresh spin.
Yeah, no, it was cool. It was so badass, and just dropping the grenade and go. But you mentioned as well giving motivational speeches, because recently I was just browsing around on YouTube and doing stuff, and one of your speeches from a few months ago came up, and it was very motivating about managing your time and having a goal in mind. So I was wondering, over your careers and over your lives, what's the best piece of advice you've been given, or that you can impart upon somebody?
Well, I mean, there's really no one thing. I think that the one most important thing is that you work your ass off.
Yeah.
Because too many people are looking for shortcuts and for the easy way out.
Yeah.
They think there's some magic pill out there or something
No.
like that. But there isn't. You know, the harder you work, the more you will get. And you learn this from sports.
Absolutely,
There's
I
no
agree.
shortcut. If you have to do the reps in weightlifting and bodybuilding. If it is in tennis, you have to play your 5 hours a day. If you play the piano and you want to really get great. I talked to this one girl one time that was 7 years old. I said, how long do you play the piano every day? She says, 4 or 5 hours every day.
Yeah.
So that's why she was great. It's just it's mileage. It's you know, reps. It's just doing it over and over. And then the other one is don't listen to the naysayers.
Yeah.
Because there's too many people around that always say, you won't be able to do that. Oh my God, no one has ever done this before. It's impossible and all this kind of stuff. So I always give people advice. I always say, don't listen to the naysayers, because you're going to hear it from morning, noon to night. And from the time you're a kid down all the way to the end, people will tell you that. They say, just don't listen to it.
That's
Absolutely.
He's got it. Got nothing to add to that.
And
He
going
nailed
forward,
He nailed it on the
I'd
head.
like to know what you guys passionate about, whether it be acting or just in life in general, because you got very heavily in politics and environmental stuff, and I'm just always fascinated to hear what people are passionate about, what drives them.
I'm a reader. I love language. I love books. Fiction, but, great fiction. So
Interesting.
I'll go down the whole Man Booker, short list,
Bookworm.
Pulitzers.
Nerd.
And I just love to keep my mind solvent and to be transported by story.
What's your favorite book?
Ooh, I have many, but my most recent favorite is Chinese trilogy, and I can't name the author. He's Chinese. Called The Three Body Problem.
Oh yeah, I've been meaning to read that. A friend of
Oh
mine
my
read it.
God, what an amazing, arduous journey, but so worth it.
Well, my passions are, all over the place. I somehow pick always things that are very challenging.
Yeah.
Like now, environmental issues. It's a very challenging issue to make sure that we're going in the right direction and that we go and reduce greenhouse gases. And I was very happy when I was governor of California that we were able to make a commitment.
That's just insane. He became governor of California.
At the year 2020, we waited 2 years early.
Yeah.
Did it all in 2018, and so we try to be like a good example for the rest of the world that you can do it, and that you can also be economically successful at the same time. And this is the kind of, but also other things, political reform things, infrastructure stuff, healthcare stuff that I really got passionate about during the time I was governor.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for your time.
This is
Thanks for looking at the movie. It was wonderful to meet you.
Good man.
Thank you.
Under me. Come with me if you want to live. Wow. That was really good. I honestly think it was really good. Really well done. I think Jack did a good job with some of the questions. It's not like the best questions, but I think he did a good job with the questions. Especially when it came down to when Arnold talked about motivation. Work your ass off and don't listen to the naysayers. Seriously, that's just really good motivational stuff. No wonder why he became a successful Hollywood actor. He became a big bodybuilder, even though he probably had the roids, but still, he worked his ass off, and he became one of the biggest Hollywood stars of the 80s and 90s, along with Sylvester Stallone and Chuck Norris and a bunch of others. Come on. Robert De Niro and others, come on. It's insane to really think about. How old is Arnold, by the way? He's got to be in his 70s, right? Can't believe he's still alive, man. God bless him. God bless the Terminator. He's 72 years old. He is 72 years old. Now he's on... Oh my God. The Celebrity Apprentice. Yeah, I remember he couldn't really appear in movies when he was in office. And yeah, that's what I remember about Arnold. I remember the first time I ever seen Arnold Schwarzenegger was in the first Terminator movie. I actually watched it as a kid, and it was scary to me. To me, it was really, really terrifying because of the concept of him being a machine, this cold-blooded freaking Terminator sent from the future to go kill Sarah Connor. It's crazy, man. And the fact that he ended up becoming governor of California, the governor of California. I might not be. To be honest, look, I don't think I do a good impersonation of Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't think so. But seriously, like, I tried to learn one from the Gaming Terrorizer on YouTube. He does a Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonation. He's like, come on, what are you doing? Come on, put the cookie down now. Come on. No, this interview is pointless. Come on, like, you know, stuff like that. That's how I used to do it, but I tried to really fix it a little bit and not sound like, kind of try to sound like Kermit the Frog-ish, like, but kind of have it with a voice like this, you know, kind of like that. No, I can't do it. I know. I kind of prefer this. Unbelievable, man. He's got a lot. He married Maria Shriver, a niece of the 35th President of the United States, John F. Kennedy. Holy fuck. So that's the one he cheated on. With the maid. Yeah, I remember all that bullshit that happened in 2011 when all that fucking spilled out. I've been meaning to tell you. They're twins. Oh my god. But anyways, I know I got off track and everything, but overall, the fact that they had James Cameron involved for the new Terminator movie, I think is a good thing, because he was the one who came up with the Terminator movies. He was the one who directed the first two Terminators. So, and then after Terminator 2, he didn't come back. Terminator 3 they did, you know how that went out. Salvation. Oh my god. The only thing that's memorable from that movie was the fucking rant that Christian Bale went on that guy on set. I want you off the fucking set, you fucking amateur. You and I are done professional, you fucking ass. Like, that's the only thing you remember from that one. Genesis? Ugh. God. Just brutal. I got it, they were trying to change it up and stuff. But seriously. Not good. Because they spoiled the twist in the trailer. Dumbass marketing team. What are you, the same idiots that market the Spider-Man movies? I guess so. Usually. But I don't know. I digress, really. But so here, like, now I'm looking at the plot, like the premise for the Terminator movie, the new Terminator movie. 27 years after the events of Terminator 2 Judgment Day, a new, modified, liquid metal Terminator, played by Gabrielle Luna, is sent from the future by Skynet in order to terminate Danny Ramos, played by Natalia Reyes, a hybrid cyborg human. A hybrid cyborg human played by Mackenzie Davis and her friends. Sarah Connor comes to their aid, as well as the original Terminator, for a fight for the future. Director Tim Miller later said that Luna's character comes from something that is not Skynet, but it's like Skynet. Oh, for the love of God. Let's try to be more creative. Rev 9. That's the new Terminator. Rev 9. We had the T-1000, the TX, the T-8000, and now the Rev 9. Well, we had the T-800, which is the original, the T-1000, which is the one from T2, the TX, which is the from 3, and then you had the T-8000 from freaking Genesis. Like, just call it the T1 million. I don't know. Brett Alzar served as a body double for the young T-800, while CGI will be applied to recreate Schwarzenegger's facial likeness from the 90s in the flashback scenes. Edward Furlong as John Connor, the son of Sarah Connor. He is portrayed as a messiah, I can't say the word, who was destined to save the remnants of mankind at the Judgment Day by becoming the leader of human resistance to Skynet. So he is coming back, even though it did say his role might be a little small. It's going to be small. It's going to be interesting. Arnold Schwarzenegger. You got to find a way how to explain why is this Terminator old. Why is the T-800 old? Model 101. T-800. Carl. An aging Terminator, one of several sent back in time to kill John Connor in the past. Having abandoned its mission and living in seclusion, it gained anatomy from its original programming and integrates into human society, and is recruited by Sarah and Grace to help protect Danny Ramos. So that kind of opens up a can of worms, like, of all the other T-800, like, so you're trying to tell me that there has been more times that they've tried to kill Sarah Connor. And one of those T-800s that was not reprogrammed, like in T2 and T3 and T5. So you're telling me that there was a one that was like from like the original Terminator movie that was somehow decided, fuck it. Fuck it, I'm not gonna do this. Fuck you, asshole. Fuck you, Skynet. I ain't gonna do this. So he just decides, alright, I'm just gonna live my life. So that's the way to explain, oh, that's how he aged. Oh my god. They can't be that creative, can they? Who knows? Anyways, I think I've rambled on long enough. But it was really cool to see that Jacksepticeye interviewed Arnold Schwarzenegger and Linda Hamilton. Really cool. Really, really cool. I really thought that was cool. That was really awesome, though. And sorry that this video was put up very, very late. I know it's November now. And, because I wanted to get certain videos up before this. And especially with the heist that came out recently. I'm recording this on 10 days before that actually comes out. So, it's October 20th when you're seeing this, when I'm recording this. But when you see this, it's probably going to be around November. Now, who knows what's going to end up happening. Probably we're going to see more stuff from Jack when it comes to the ego stuff like we had with Schneepelstein and stuff. And then Chase, probably something with Marvin or Auntie, whatever the fuck. Jagaboy Man or JJ, I don't know. Something. And we have the heist with Markiplier on October 30th. And I had that little pumpkin carving video on October 31st. So, or you could say first the pumpkin carving on the 31st, but then you won't see my reaction until November 1st. So that's what's going on. So my apologies if I don't, for the long delay for it. I just wanted to make sure that certain things were out first, you know? So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's reaction. If you like what you saw here, hit the like button, subscribe, share this video with your friends. Be sure to ring that bell to be part of the notification squad. Be sure to also check out my Instagram because I make cool ads of Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, even myself. I also do reenactments and cosplays on there, so go check it out. Be sure to also check out my Tumblr and my Discord in the description as well. So until next time, JRDL96 signing out. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!